On, a bit further. That's it.
Look at that assembly, that is just the nuts.
Can you pull it out a bit, please, Phil? Carefully, there we go.
Yes, please, an absolute work of 90s art. Look at that. That thing is incredible. It pretty much could be the front of the car. You've got steering on the rear end of this thing, which means your car, instead of just being pulled around the corner by the front wheels, and actually being encouraged around by the back ones as well. That is wicked.
I can already see where the impact happened on this corner, but look at this. This is all twisted around here.
Absolutely.
I also know that this rack housing here is cracked.
Right, so any little movement here will be amplified out there, so...
Yeah, exactly so.
Swap the whole subframe, right?
For a high-performance car, I think it's the only thing to do. I mean, look, even this steering arm is...
All right, listen, I'm going to get cracking on with parts, exhaust parts, all sorts of stuff. You crack on with this, all right?
You see what you can do?
All right, then. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Fuzz is now facing up to that highly complex and computer-controlled engine.
Here is the moment of truth.
If it doesn't start, it could mean taking the whole thing apart. And the thought of that is worrying everyone.
We've tried starting the Skyline, and it's shown a little bit of enthusiasm, but it's not actually got up and running just yet. OK, so we know we've got fuel going up. It might be that we've still got a lot of old petrol in the system. Modern unleaded petrol is not the greatest after it's been standing for more than maybe about 2 or 3 months. But this has been standing for 9 years. I can't expect much from any of the petrol that was remaining in here.
Fuzz has been at the workshop still beavering away at that non-starting engine.
The cam belt is a vital component in the engine, yet it's made of rubber. Rubber only lasts generally for about 5 years in automotive use, so instead of having a catastrophic failure where the cam belt snaps, the valves are left down and exposed, and then the pistons clatter up into them, scrapping the whole engine, best policy is to change it.
If timing is the issue why Godzilla won't roar, Fuzz might just have got to the bottom of the problem.
Just take the camshaft position sensor out, and it says, may not work. I'll tell you what, that's possibly one reason why this engine didn't fire up in the first place. It's written on the part. What I'm doing here is I've split the cam belt right along its length all the way around. The idea behind that is that I can take off the outer part of the cam belt. There we are. Now here is the new cam belt. The reason I've done this is because I want these pulleys to stay in exactly the right place. They've got to be synchronized. Now I can just slide the new belt on and put it exactly where it's supposed to go. There we are. But what I can now do, I can very carefully cut the old belt so I can get that out of the way. I can now push the new one all the way home, and that's it. No need for any special tools. Bingo.
The engine has still not been started.
So that'll go there. Does that go under there?
Yes, it's a bit more complicated than this vintage car buff is used to.
Hold on, that goes through there. It's like a jigsaw, this.
The problem seems to be petrol, and Fuzz has been waiting for a refurbished set of fuel injectors to arrive.
What fuel injectors actually do is to deliver the exact amount of fuel at just the right time for the optimum performance of the engine.
As the car has been standing for nearly 10 years, its fuel injectors may have become corroded and blocked.
Right, there is the fuel injector rail and the injectors out. We could have got these overhauled, but we've got a refurbished set to put in anyway. So we're going to replace these, saves us a bit of time, cheats us along a bit.
So with the fuel system flushed out and some fresh petrol in the tank, it's fingers and toes crossed.
Right, this is the moment of truth. Let's give it a try. Here we go. That makes me very happy indeed.
Purring like a pussycat. It was Fuzz's nemesis, but he's proved even a modern wild beast of an engine can be tamed with a bit of old-fashioned know-how.
That's a brutish car.